There's an old whisper moving through the corridors of time, a quiet thread that links those who live in flow with their supply. Florence Scovel Shinn called it the hidden law of increase, but to most it has remained an unopened treasure chest. People run after money as though it were a wild animal, unaware that prosperity is not prey, it's a loyal companion waiting for the right call. There is a formula, subtle and exact, that turns a wandering current into a steady river. Once you understand how to invite it, wealth begins to gather around you as naturally as sunlight collects on open ground. Tonight, as you listen, I want you to imagine you're sitting at an old oak table, candlelight flickering, Florence's books scattered in front of you. She leans closer, eyes alive with the same sparkle she carried into every lecture hall, and says, "There is a money magnet hidden inside every one of us. Most people bury it beneath fear, guilt, or doubt. But the formula to activate it is simple. Speak to your supply with certainty. Align your inner picture with gratitude, and let the law do the heavy lifting." She didn't talk about wealth as something you chase. She spoke of it as something you release. And that is the beginning of the magnet formula. To become magnetic to money, you don't strain or claw. You shift the way you talk, the way you see, the way you bless every coin and note that passes through your hands. Picture this. You're holding a single dollar. Instead of sighing, "It's not enough," you look at it the way a gardener looks at a seed. That seed is alive with an invisible pattern. When you speak to it, you water it. When you bless it, you give it sunlight. When you place it in circulation with calm assurance, you plant it in the field of increase. And the field always multiplies what is planted in faith. The magnet formula begins here, in the space between your words and your expectation. Florence used to remind her students, "Your word is your wand." A wand isn't swung in desperation. It's moved with quiet authority. The right words, spoken with a heart free of resentment, pull supply from places you cannot see. They don't force money to appear. They instruct the law of good to gather what already exists and deliver it in perfect timing. Let's pause for a moment. Before we go further, I want you to anchor this teaching right now. Scroll down to the comments and write, "I attract wealth." It's more than a comment. It's the first spark of the magnet. Every declaration is a stone dropped into the still pond of your subconscious. The ripples travel far beyond what you can measure. Now let's go deeper into the formula. It has three currents that feed one river: the way you speak, the way you feel, and the way you treat every unit of money that touches your life. When these three line up, you become a signal, clear, inviting, steady. Money responds to signals, not to panic. Think of a lighthouse guiding ships through fog. That light doesn't run up and down the coast begging boats to arrive. It simply shines, unwavering. Your words, your gratitude, your respect for supply are that light. I once met a man who swore that luck never found him. He would grumble over every bill, complain that money slips through my fingers, and laugh at people who talked about abundance as though it were a friend. He didn't realize he was sending his wealth away with every careless phrase. When he finally tried Florence's practice, speaking blessing over even the smallest income, treating every expense as proof of life moving, within months, work offers multiplied. An old debt was repaid unexpectedly. He told me it felt like doors had been waiting for me to knock. That is the magnet in action. From here, the story widens. You'll learn how to craft the sentences that train your inner world, how to handle money so it enjoys staying with you, and how to set an atmosphere that invites opportunity. We'll walk through examples: paying for groceries, receiving a gift, writing a check, and turn each one into a quiet ritual of magnetism. Let's open the chest and take out the first piece of the magnet. Florence always began with the word, because the word is the only tool that shapes substance without strain. The world taught you to describe what you see. Florence taught you to decree what shall be. If your speech is a weather report, it's hard, it's tight, it never lasts. Your life keeps producing the same storm. If your speech is a command, calm, clean, final, law goes to work like invisible carpenters, measuring, cutting, joining, building your next condition from the blueprint of your mouth. Try this the next time you open your banking app. Instead of flinching, breathe, let your shoulders drop. Place a hand lightly over your heart and say, evenly, I am at peace with money. Money is at peace with me. Don't rush it. Let the sentence find the bones. Then speak again. Every dollar I touch blesses me and returns multiplied under grace. That is not wishful thinking, it is instruction. Your subconscious accepts orders better than opinions. It reads tone more than numbers. It obeys the steady voice that sounds like someone who knows where they're going. Florence loved to reveal the trick behind the trick. You don't speak to convince the universe. You speak to convince yourself. Once your inner atmosphere agrees, everything outside adjusts, like iron filings turning toward a magnet. A student once told her, I'm saying the words, but I don't feel rich. Florence smiled. Keep speaking until your words start speaking you. He did. 3 weeks later, a contract that had been lost in review for months was approved. Nothing new happened. His atmosphere changed. The stalled channel could finally move. So make your daily talk your silent spell. When you hand the cashier your card, let your inner voice say, go forth and return with friends. When you set a bill on the table, don't sigh, lay your hand upon it and whisper inside, you are already paid in full. I bless the service I received and the money that returns to me at once. When a friend mentions their raise, resist the old reflex to feel left behind. Say within, I bless their increase, and I rise with them. Your blessing keeps your magnet strong. Envy scrambles it. Praise sharpens it. Now for the second piece of the formula, the picture you hold while you speak. Words without feeling are dry twigs. They snap easily. Words that carry a picture are living wood. They catch and burn clean. Florence taught the law of substitution. You cannot fight a picture. You can only replace it. When fear shows you a scene of not enough, don't debate it. Substitute at once. Close your eyes and place yourself in a room washed with morning light. See a clean ledger, numbers aligned, amounts not shrinking but growing like ivy along the margins. Feel that peculiar relief that only plenty brings, the loose breath, the unhurried glance, the way your shoulders sit instead of climbing your neck. Stay there long enough for your body to say, yes, that. Then speak into that picture, not at it. I move in a river of supply. I always have extra. My money is faithful and kind. You aren't begging the river to change course. You're stepping into the current that was always running beside you. Do this especially at the two gates of the day, the drowsy edge before sleep and the soft light of waking. At night, you tuck your magnet under the pillow of the subconscious. In the morning, you lift it back into your hands. 2 minutes is enough. Not frantic, not severe. A steady rehearsal of your chosen movie until the projector inside you adopts it as the only script it will play. There is a reason this works so quickly for some. The subconscious is literal and childlike. It believes what is repeated without drama. That is why complaint is so powerful. It is repetition with feeling. You must give your truth the same advantage. Repeat without theatrics. Repeat without explanation. Repeat until the thought no longer feels like a performance but like memory. Florence's students would sometimes protest, but isn't that pretending? She would answer, you are pretending either way. Pretend for the truth until the truth no longer needs pretending. The third piece is the way you treat money when it visits and when it leaves. Think of money as a cordial, tireless friend who loves to run errands for you. If every time it knocks you greet it with suspicion, shove it into a drawer, crumple it, curse it for arriving late, and then slam the door when it goes, how long would that friend keep coming? Treat money as you would a welcomed guest. Keep a clean wallet, fold bills with care. Put one small note aside on purpose, not as hoarding but as honor, and bless it daily as your symbol of ever-present supply. When you spend, don't push money away like a guilty secret. Send it out like a beloved courier with a clear assignment. Go do good and come back with companions. Years ago, a woman wrote to describe her last dollar ritual. She was down to a single bill and could feel the familiar panic rising. Then she remembered Florence's words. There is no loss in divine mind. She ironed the bill, placed it on a saucer, rested her palms above it, and spoke. You are divine substance and cannot be depleted. Thank you for multiplying and returning swiftly. The next afternoon, a client who had ghosted for months paid in full and added a tip. The amount wasn't astronomical. The shift was. She had ended the superstition of last and replaced it with the law of seed. Once you stop calling it last, it stops acting last. Let's take the formula onto the street. You're at the grocery store. Prices feel high. The old voice starts its sermon. Pause. See the chain of hands that brought these oranges to this bin. The grower, the driver, the stocker who lifted them at dawn. Bless them. Bless yourself. Say gently, there is always enough for what is mine to enjoy. You're not denying numbers. You're deciding atmosphere. You pay. You don't flinch. Inside, you send the money out singing. You leave lighter. That lightness is not naive. It's magnetic. Within a day, an invoice you forgot you sent is paid early. Coincidence, says the mind. Consistency, replies the law. At home, create a quiet ritual that makes the magnet your daily friend. Choose a small place, a corner of a desk, a shelf by the window. Keep Florence's book there, or a single note in a dish. Light is optional. Reverence is not. Sit for 3 breaths. Picture your accounts balanced in green. Speak 3 lines you've chosen as your wand. End with gratitude said like a full stop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The whole thing can take 4 minutes. It is not the length, it is the rhythm. The subconscious loves rhythm, the way the sea loves the pull of the moon. Here is the deeper medicine of blessing. It dissolves resentment. Resentment is a hole in the magnet. It leaks power. If a bill arrives and your first impulse is anger, note it. Don't argue with it. And then command a substitution. I bless the service I received. I bless the money that pays this in perfect ways. I bless the abundance that grows as I circulate. The words will feel wooden at first. Keep carving. In a surprisingly short time, you will notice a softening. You'll also notice fewer surprise fees, smoother confirmations, and a curious ease at the end of the month. Outer order follows inner order the way a tide follows gravity. You might wonder about giving. Florence never framed giving as sacrifice. She framed it as circulation, participation in a law that cannot be broken. Give what you can give with a clean heart. That might be 10% or it might be 10 cents. What matters is the tone. Give with this sentence, riding on the gift. I send you in joy, and you return multiplied under grace. Then stop worrying about the mathematics of heaven. Your job is to keep the current unblocked. The return will not always arrive from the same door you used. Let it choose its own route. Another scene. You're asked to name your price for a project. The old story proposes something timid. You feel the familiar squeeze. Put your feet on the floor. Remember, the magnet does not beg, it broadcasts. Speak your number with a warm, steady voice. Then be quiet. If you must say anything, bless the exchange silently. Right clients, right price, right timing. I've watched people do this, and then watch the room rearrange itself around their certainty. Sometimes the other person agrees immediately. Sometimes they return with an adjusted scope that still honors the number. Sometimes they say no, and an hour later, a better client appears. The magnet is not limited by one conversation. There is also the matter of jokes. Florence warned about the casual curse. I'm broke, said with a grin, is still in order. The subconscious doesn't understand irony. It files the command neatly and starts tidying your life to match it. Choose a new humor. Laugh about overflow. Tease yourself for being suddenly extravagant in gratitude. Tell a friend, careful, I'm magnetic today. You might walk away richer. Protect your atmosphere like you protect a sleeping child, not with fear, but with kindness and boundaries. If you want a simple way to live the formula for a week, try this quiet rhythm. In the morning, before the phone, sit at your little altar and say, "Today I walk in a river of supply. I speak only increase. I meet only right opportunities." See your calendar threaded with easy surprises. During the day, every transaction gets a silent blessing. Incoming, outgoing, trivial, large. At night, review your moments of grace. Name 3 out loud. Thank them. If something felt tight, bless it twice, and hand it to sleep. This resolves while I rest. Do this for 7 days without skipping. Watch how the edges of your life soften, how coincidence becomes cadence. A word for seasons of delay. Delay is not denial, it is detail. The law is aligning pieces you can't see. Your task is to keep the magnet clear while the scaffolding is arranged. When discouragement knocks, use Florence's substitution immediately. Replace the picture of nothing's happening with behind the curtain, the stage is set. Replace the sentence, "It's taking too long with it." It arrives at the best time in the best way. Say it until your breath evens. The moment you return to ease, you are available again to the help that was always on the way. I want you to remember a phrase that can carry you through any corridor. There is no loss in divine mind. Use it when a payment is late, when an opportunity seems to pass, when an expense surprises you. It does not mean you won't feel the sting. It means you won't narrate the sting as fate. Say the line like a key turning in a lock, then follow it with a choice. What is mine returns, or something better. Many have written to say that one sentence saved them years of gnawing worry. It pulls you out of the small story and sets you down in the larger law. Now take this teaching into the night. Before sleep, place your wallet or your phone with your accounts on the table beside you. Rest your fingertips on it, as if greeting a friend's shoulder. Whisper inside, "You are welcome here. You are safe here. You are growing here." See a soft green light, not mystical, just kind, gathering around your finances like a garden lamp. Fall asleep with that picture. Morning will greet you differently, not because you manipulated a number, but because you aligned the keeper of numbers, your subconscious, with the truth you prefer. If you fall off the rhythm, you complain, you panic, you make the old joke. Correct gently and immediately. Cancel, neutralize, replace. Then speak your better sentence and move on. Don't make an altar to the mistake. Florence used to say, "The law does not punish, it simply fulfills." Give it a new fulfillment to deliver. And when the first proof arrives, a refund you didn't expect, a discount at the register, a client who pays ahead, a simple ease that wasn't there before, don't rush past it like a person already late for a train. Stop. Place your attention on it deliberately. Say more of this. Praise is gasoline on the fire of increase. What you praise stays. What you appreciate appreciates. From here, the formula is yours to live. Speak with authority, picture with warmth, handle with honor. Treat money as you would treat a dear friend. Greet it gladly, give it good work, bless it as it travels, welcome it home. The hidden magnet has never been truly hidden. It was simply buried under the noise of fear. Clear the noise, and you will hear your wealth calling you by name. Return to the table. The candle is lower now, the wax a small river along the brass. You can almost hear Florence's pencil scratch in the margin of a page as she watches you practice. She isn't grading you. She's listening for rhythm, not perfection. Rhythm. The magnet answers rhythm the way the tide answers the moon. There's a practice I give to people who still feel shy speaking to money, the money conversation. It is simple and it is devastatingly effective. Choose a chair in your home and make it the place where you and money talk. Not a throne, not a stage, an honest chair near a window or a plant. Once a day, sit there with your wallet or your banking app open, but muted. Let your spine lengthen. Imagine money arriving as a friend you haven't seen in years. Not flashy, familiar. You don't interrogate a friend. You ask how they are. You tell them where you've been. You say what you'd love to do together. You are welcome here. I'm glad you came. Here's what I intend for us this month. Calm bills paid early, 3 new clients who feel like home. Room to give without counting. Go do your rounds, and come sit by me again. Pause and listen. It will surprise you how quickly an idea drops in. An email to send, a price to raise, a subscription to cancel, a name you haven't thought of in months. Don't argue with the nudge. Treat it like you would a friend's good suggestion. Thank it, then act. If speech feels hard, write. A page a day to money, by hand if you can. Not an apology, not a plea. A letter. Thank you for paying the dentist. Thank you for coming back fast. I'm done joking at your expense. I'm ready to respect you the way I wanted others to respect me when I was young. Let's build a steadier life. People think journaling is soft. It is not. It is a contract written in the currency of attention. Attention is the first tender the universe accepts. Now let's walk together through a handful of rooms where the magnet earns its proof. A phone buzzes with an unexpected expense, a repair you didn't plan. Feel how your body tightens on cue. This is where most people lose 3 days to worry, not you. Step away from the screen. Touch the doorframe. Breathe like you're lowering a bucket into a deep well and bringing water back up. Say very simply, I bless this. It returns multiplied. Don't add theater. Don't make a speech you don't believe. Bless it. And then look for the first hinge you can turn. Perhaps you email and ask for a payment plan. Perhaps you remember the old camera you've been meaning to sell. Perhaps nothing obvious appears and you do the counterintuitive thing. You circulate a small blessing, a tip, a gift, a debt you can close, and mark it as proof that you trust the return. When you do this without bravado, you teach the law that you are safe at both ends of the river. The very next morning, a client suddenly needs an extra 2 hours this week, or an account credit you didn't know about appears on your bill. The mind shrugs. The magnet smiles. Another room. It's tax season. A familiar resentment prowls the hall. Most people feed it with old jokes and fresh complaints. You instead make tea, sit in the money chair. I bless what circulates through our shared life. I'm grateful there is enough to contribute. I accept that more is on the way. This is not sainthood. It is sanitation. You are rinsing your channels with respect, so they don't clog with bitterness. Respect is practical magic. It removes grit no broom can find. Night again. The house breathes slower. Put a small bill under your pillow, the way a child stashes a tooth and a wish. Not because a fairy will swap it for a windfall, but because you are telling your ancient self, the one who counted coins in a clay bowl by lamplight, that you are safe to sleep with wealth nearby. Whisper once, you are divine substance and cannot be depleted. Whisper again, you multiply in my world under grace. Whisper a third time, and let it be the last thought through the door of your mind. In the morning, don't rush to see if anything happened. Let the day come. Notice how you reach for your card with less flinch. Notice how 2 invoices ping paid before lunch. Quiet proof is still proof. A friend asks for a discount you cannot afford to give. Here is a crucible. Many fail because they confuse kindness with self-erasure. The magnet cannot hold. When you teach it that your word crumbles at the first sign of pressure, put your hand over your heart before you answer. I want to serve you and honor my own flow. Here's a package that fits your budget now, and here's the fuller work we can do later. If they pull away, bless their path and hold your price. Often they return, but even if they don't, you will watch how the space their no created makes room for a yes you could not imagine. The law respects self-respect. It matches it. In your kitchen, lay a clean envelope in a drawer and write on it, return in tens. Every time a $10 bill passes your hands, feed the envelope 1 as a guest of honor. At the end of the month, count what gathered not with greed, but with ceremony. Name out loud what those tens did while they were away. They helped a farmer. They kept a shop open. They made a child laugh in an ice cream line. Bless the circulation. Then choose. Half goes back out in joy. Half goes where it grows. People report ridiculous things after doing this for 3 months. Not just random checks, but a softness around their money they've never felt. The magnet isn't just pulling, it is pacing your days with gratitude. When opportunities arrive that don't quite fit, the project with money but misaligned values, the job that pays well but steals your mornings, test them against your magnet. Place the offer on your money chair and call in your friend. Does this expand our river or constrict it? Then do the frightening thing. Say no to what tightens your chest, not because you're too pure for compromise, but because you understand the cost of teaching your magnet to fetch on command from fear. Florence was blunt about it. Fear is a poor paymaster. The times I have said no cleanly, the yes that followed has felt almost embarrassed at how long it took to arrive. There is a whisper you must retire, if you want a long life of increase. I don't deserve it. That sentence is a thief with white gloves. It doesn't smash, it lifts. It lifts the joy out of your wins, so they feel like mistakes. It lifts the confidence out of your asks, so they arrive as apologies. You won't argue with the thief. You will fire it. Each time the old line tries to clock in, replace it at once. I steward well what comes. My increase is a blessing to many. Deserving is a courtroom word. Stewardship is a garden word. The magnet lives in gardens. Adjust your house a little to match your new speech. You don't need crystals, though you can have them. You need clear surfaces and one place where your money rests without shame. Pay a small bill on time with ceremony. Put a fresh plant near your desk and name it Prosper. Open a window while you reconcile accounts and let the stale air leave. Order is not an aesthetic. It is a welcome mat. On a difficult day, when numbers feel like sand slipping through fingers, work the crisis drill. Stop moving for 90 seconds. Press your palm flat on the table. Say, I am the calm in the center of supply. See the room zoom out the way a camera pulls back to reveal that the narrow hallway is part of a large, light-filled house. Whisper, there is no loss in divine mind. Whisper again, what is mine returns. Or something better. Do one small decent thing with money in that moment. Buy bread for the neighbor's kid-run bake sale. Send a token thank you to the contractor who did right by you. Add 5 to the envelope, and then take the next right action your life offers. The miracle is not that the number jumps immediately. The miracle is that panic leaves your body. Once panic leaves, channels return. Now I want to seal everything you've learned into a morning you can repeat until it is yours. Wake before the world opens its mouth. Sit where the first light touches something in your home. Place your right hand on your chest and your left on your lap, palm up. Close your eyes and watch your breath, like you'd watch a sleeping child. Picture 3 scenes without rushing. The first, your accounts balanced, a gentle green, nothing urgent. Space between numbers like space between trees. The second, money leaving your hands and returning with friends, like pigeons that know exactly where to land. The third, you at the end of the day, exhaling, grateful, not because you hustled hard enough, but because something wiser moved with you. Into those scenes, speak 3 lines with the same cadence you might use to tell someone you love them, and mean it. I am at peace with money. Money is at peace with me. Pause. Every dollar I touch blesses me, and returns multiplied under grace. Pause. I walk today in a river of supply. I speak only increase. Open your eyes, touch your wallet, smile like you recognize an old friend on the sidewalk. Go make coffee. At noon, give the day a small reset. 1 minute. Stand up, stretch your spine. Say under your breath, circulate and return, then carry on. At night, review the tapes, not to find fault, to praise. Even if the day felt thin, name one place where the law kept its promise. There is always one. Praise is harvest. You gather by noticing. As your magnet grows steady, widen your blessing. Speak money for your street, your family, your clients, the people you'll never meet whose work holds up your life quietly. The magnet is not a private toy, it is a public tone. Money loves towns where it is treated like a river that waters many fields. If you can be the one who turns resentful talk into thankful talk without scolding anyone, You will shift rooms you don't even enter. Your accounts will notice. There will be weeks when you feel nothing moving. Those are the weeks you become dangerous to your old limitations because you keep your rhythm anyway. Rituals done only on sunny days are hobbies. Rituals done under cloud are power. Keep your morning lines. Keep your money chair. Keep your small circulation. Keep your jokes clean. The law is clocking you, not to punish, to pattern. The day it breaks open, it will look sudden to everyone but you. If you need one last image to carry in your pocket, keep this one. You are walking along a narrow canal, and through a gate you can see the ocean. You have a key. The key is your word. Turn it and you'll hear the water rise. It is not ferocious, it is faithful. It has been pressing at that gate your entire life, waiting for someone with your voice to come along and say, "Open." When you're ready, sit again at that oak table. Let the candle gutter. Place Florence's book under your palm, and thank the woman who taught ordinary people to speak like kings and queens without arrogance. Thank the version of you who refused to keep telling the old story. Then rise and live in a way that makes money proud to be your companion. Greet it warmly, give it good work, send it out singing, welcome it home. And in the quiet moments when you doubt, return to this sentence that never misses. There is no loss in divine mind. What is mine returns, or something better. If this has stirred you, if you can feel the river humming under your floorboards, mark the moment in public. Type the words that change the atmosphere of your life and of this space. I attract wealth, not as performance, as contract. Then subscribe and stay close. Every week we practice the rhythm together. We speak the wand without apology. We keep the law company until it feels like home. And as you move through the rooms of your life, remember, the formula was never truly hidden. It was waiting for you to become the kind of person who would use it with love.